Andrew Tate, caught in another lie. Narcissists often lie. As I've explained in my excellent video, The Truth, the Half-Truth and Nowhere Near the Truth, there will be occasions where the narcissist will use the truth as you understand it to be for the purposes of assertion of control and drawing fuel, etc. So an example of that would be Piers Morgan, a narcissist who would regularly utilise the truth about this one's wife in order to assert control over an audience. Although it's self-serving, he's telling the truth about her behaviours, similar to the way that I do. There are, of course, many instances that the narcissist will utilise a lie, and unaware narcissists believe it to be their truth. Thus, they don't see that they are lying. The narcissism prevents them from recognising that they are, because the history is being revised. Moment by moment it can shift. Of course, the problem with doing so is that an astute observer will then provide evidence of the contradiction, provide evidence of the lie for the purposes of holding the narcissist to account. You're not allowed to do that, because holding the narcissist to account is a threat to control. It's a restraint upon the narcissist's ability to do what they want. The narcissist must have unfettered ability to say what they wish to say and do what they wish to do in order to get to the prime aims. And if you start pointing out their hypocrisies, if you start identifying their inconsistencies, if you start highlighting their lies, then in such circumstances, it becomes particularly problematic. And what the narcissist will do is end up gaslighting you by denying that they ever said what you suggest that they said, by shifting to an alternative topic, to engaging in whataboutism, to going on the attack and accusing you of something to deflect from their own shortcomings. This isn't because they recognise that they've been caught in a lie, but they are able to understand that there is a contradiction there, so the narcissism immediately jumps in and causes them to do something else to get rid of the contradiction, or get rid of rather the threat posed by the contradiction. Andrew Tate regularly engages in this behaviour whereby he tells a lie, one which is easily provable as a lie, and he shifts to something else. Things aren't going particularly well for him, nor his brother at the current time. Two women who say they were raped and strangled by Andrew Tate have spoken to the BBC about their experiences. Another woman has alleged for the first time she was raped by Mr. Tate's younger brother Tristan, also an influencer with millions of followers. The Tate brothers, aged 37 and 36, currently face charges in Romania of human trafficking and forming an organised group to sexually exploit women. Andrew Tate is also charged with rape. At the moment, of course, they are presumed innocent until guilty, but if proven guilty, the two men could be jailed for more than 10 years. They strongly deny the charges against them. Andrew Tate is currently under house arrest in Romania. In addition to the charges he already faces, prosecutors are considering new allegations against him, including having sex with a minor and trafficking underage persons. Both brothers are also being investigated for trafficking 34 more women. Now, in a new BBC Panorama programme, two British women not involved with the Romanian case against the Tate brothers have given detailed first-hand accounts of alleged rape and sexual violence by Andrew Tate. The allegations date back at least 10 years to when Mr. Tate was living in Luton. These allegations, if proven, demonstrate an absence of emotional empathy, a sense of entitlement, rudimentary manipulations in relation to these individuals. And I'll be highlighting more about those allegations on a further occasion. In addition to the sex crime allegations, documents obtained as part of a new case against Andrew and Tristan Tate, who have been charged with human trafficking, money laundering and organised crime, deepen questions over their opaque webcam finances. On August the 21st, Romanian police raided the homes of the brothers and some of their associates and arrested the pair. The recent allegation lists 35 victims and accused Tate of trafficking a minor for sexual exploitation. The brothers are also accused of seeking to intimidate and corrupt witnesses to stop them giving evidence, nullification of threat to control, or to pressure them to give false evidence. Two other accomplices are also accused of interfering with the investigation. The prosecutors seized 16 cars and a motorcycle from the Tates, according to a press release. which of course affects residual benefits and is a threat to control. Now, as part of this suggestion of the mistreatment of women and the rather opaque webcam financing, a short piece of footage provides us with another excellent opportunity to see the upper lesser type B in action, as he's caught in a lie and his narcissism seeks to deal with it. Here's the footage.
How much freedom did the women that worked for you have?
They didn't work for me, they worked for themselves, and I helped them with a few things. I had less control over them by helping them out than any normal boss of any normal job would have control. I just helped them find a cameraman. And the idea that I had control is absolutely insane. I had less control than the boss at McDonald's has over McDonald's employees.
But Andrew, what you're saying is diminishing your whole webcam business to just being the person who found a cameraman for the
Correct.
women.
I'm telling you, there was never a substantial webcam business that made £300,000 a month.
So you lied about it?
It was, I wouldn't say it was a lie. Certainly there's been a lot of exaggeration online. I'm certainly not the only one guilty of it. I think everybody on Instagram is exaggerating. Filters exist, rented cars exist. People exaggerate on the internet. I'm the only person who's being punished for it.
What do we learn from this? What can be shown in relation to Tate's narcissism? Well, there is the suggestion that the women, in relation to this webcam business, were working for him. That suggestion is a threat to his control, because it's suggesting that he has made money off this business, which he hasn't accounted for, and that he was exploiting women in that way. His narcissism recognizes that such suggestions are a threat to control, and therefore that threat needs to be nullified. His narcissism, of course, moves to the first line of the twin lines of the narcissistic defense, denial. And thus Tate stated, "They didn't work for me, they worked for themselves." Thus, he's suggesting that he had no involvement with them. He expands by explaining, "I helped them with a few things. I helped them find a cameraman. The idea I had control is absolutely insane." Invalidation. "I had less control than the boss at McDonald's has over McDonald's workers." Thus, his narcissism causes him to not only deny it, but to embellish the denial by repeating how he had so little control over them. The interviewer seizes on the obvious point and states, "What you're saying is diminishing your whole webcam business, i.e., hitherto you've maintained that you had a successful business because at the time he would boast about that, because a boast about the existence of the business would mean that he would be able to assert control over his fanboys, he'd draw fuel from them." Thus, he then states, "There was never a substantial webcam business earning $300K a month. That is a further denial." Thus, the interviewer then identifies that he must have lied, because hitherto he did maintain that he had a successful webcam business. So either he had one and now he's lying by saying, "Oh, it wasn't one and I didn't have any control over them," or if that's true, that he didn't have any control and it wasn't successful, he'd lied previously by saying it was successful. Either way, he's caught in a lie. And of course, the fact that the interviewer points out that he has lied, one way or the other, is a threat to his control. Therefore, his narcissism then again leaps to his defense and attempts to get him out of it, and states, "I wouldn't say it was a lie." Well, yes, it is. You've lied either way. Either you didn't have a successful webcam business and you said that you had, that's the lie, or you did have a successful webcam business and now you're saying that you didn't. So whichever way you look at it, you've told a lie. But of course, in his alternative reality, he states, "I wouldn't say that it was a lie," denial. Certainly there's been a lot of exaggeration online. I'm not the only one. Triangulation with others and deflection. He talks about how there's use of filters on Instagram, etc., which is true. There is a shitload of exaggeration online, but that's irrelevant because we're talking about him and he's engaging in whataboutism. And then, as the clip concludes, we get a shining example of his victimhood. I'm the only person being punished for it. Well, He's not. There are other people that are punished for their lies. There are other people punished for their exaggerations, maybe not formally in a court of law, but in the court of public opinion, for instance. But this short clip is an excellent example of the way the narcissist responds when caught in a lie, attempting to deflect, attempting to deny, triangulation, and then playing the victim. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for watching.